Gracias.
Bien, seguimos. Vamos a... de mano de Florenci Magrinyá, coordinador del área de videojuegos. Florenci es programador especializado en videojuegos y también sonidista. Combinas los audiovisuales en toda su amplitud. A la vez que instructor certificado de Unreal, su experiencia la ha centrado sobre todo en el desarrollo de aplicaciones 3D y como analista programador. Y hoy nos viene a mostrar, y con él vamos a aprender, una de las aplicaciones que el motor de Unreal 5 aplica para distintas especialidades. Como sabéis, es una herramienta que ha revolucionado todas las artes digitales y el cine, por su gran aplicación y especialmente también en cine por el tema de producción virtual. Saludamos a todas las personas que están online ahora mismo. Esta charla se retransmite en streaming. Ya hay bastantes personas que nos están esperando al otro lado. Y va a ser en inglés, como también sabéis. Mientras acaba de prepararse Florenci, vamos conectando, siendo puntuales. Como comentábamos, esta charla es de especial interés para todas las especialidades de cine y de artes digitales por sus grandes aplicaciones y la transversalidad que puede aplicarse a las distintas disciplinas, no solo a videojuegos, a pesar de que haya surgido de aquí. Vamos conectando. Y bien, nos damos 30 segundos. Recuerdo que mientras estamos aquí ya se está acabando ya el torneo de eSports que se está celebrando aquí en el plató negro. Cuando acabemos, por favor, vayamos a felicitar a los ganadores y a los participantes con la entrega de medallas que vamos a hacer justo antes de lo que va a ser el pequeño break o brunch que vamos a celebrar aquí en la terraza. Así que no se oyen gritos, por lo tanto yo creo que se están llevando muy bien. No está viendo sangre, que como bien Miki ha comentado antes en la charla de eSports, no solamente es ganar partidas, sino también el desarrollar esas competencias de trabajo en equipo, comunicación y compañerismo que se está notando que se está llevando a cabo. Si no, tendríamos un poquito más de tensión en el plató de al lado, a pesar de estar insonorizado. Bien, pues creo que ya lo tenemos, ¿verdad? ¿Falta un poquito? ¿Canto algo? Bien, sin presión. Podéis ir haciendo preguntas también de la charla anterior y así vamos rellenando. Bueno. Ultimando detalles. ¿Lo tenemos? 5. Mucho es, ¿eh? Vas hablando. Bien, vamos ultimando los últimos detalles. Es una jornada que es non-stop, por lo tanto, tenemos que ir. No hay publicidad, no hay anuncios, así que tenemos que ir mejor. Si no, estamos aquí hasta las 7 de la tarde, ¿verdad? ¿Hay algún jugador de eSports que haya venido por aquí ahora? ¿O están todos aún allí? Vale, entonces se van. ¿Os habéis acercado a mirar un poquito el torneo? ¿Os ha dado tiempo? Os tenemos aquí encerrados. Hay algún inconveniente técnico que se va a resolver en muy poco tiempo. Os invito a que vayáis 5 minutos aquí a eSports. Os avisamos cuando esté resuelto para no estar aquí esperando. Si os parece bien, os aviso enseguida. No os vayáis fuera porque entonces ya no os encontraré, ¿vale? Venga, gracias y disculpad. Hasta ahora. Sí, estamos en streaming ahora mismo.
Sí,
Por
perfecto.
lo tanto, ya está todo conectado. Adelante. Gracias.
Okay then, so basically this one we were talking about that English was very important for these industries, so we got it. The next the next one is going to be in English, okay? We are on streaming with people all around Europe. And well, today we're going to do a quick start to Unreal Engine 5 in terms of lighting, okay? Have you guys used Unreal Engine 5 before, just out of curiosity? I see some faces that might have. Okay then, so you can see that I have an Unreal Engine 5 scene already opened, and basically I'm using one of our students' final project. His name is Adrián Bautista from Valencia, and today we're going to be using basically his final project as just a showcase, okay? All right then, so the thing is that I have it already laid up, and what I'm going to do is basically just erase everything that has to do with light, talk a little bit about lumen, nanite, and virtual shadow maps, and we will do just a quick demonstration into basically how to all the actors that we need for this to work, and how powerful this is for both video games and cinema too. So let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is actually go to my stats and show the frame rate, which is around 100 FPS right now. I have everything set up, so well, I actually have a kind of couple screens already plugged, so not bad actually. I'm kind of happy with that. So let's get started. Let's erase everything actually. Okay, no light at all. We can see that we still have some light actually, because this is something that's new for Unreal Engine 5, and it's that emissive materials actually emit a little bit of light. But you can see that they can create some artifacts and some problems. So we don't really want to just abuse on that. So I have something like this. I have all my meshes already set up. I want to start working with lumen. How do I do that? And first of all, what is lumen? Lumen is basically a fully dynamic global illumination technology that basically means that for those of you that suffered lighting before, you might know about lighting bakes and this kind of stuff with light maps and all of that. That's not happening here anymore. We're going to have global illumination in real time, okay? We're going to see everything changing on real time if we want. Actually, we're going to aim for daylight, probably at noon, and a night lighting in here kind of fast. You can see that I have the moon up there. I'm actually going to hide it real fast since I'm not going to be using it just yet. Okay, it's already hidden. Okay, I'm on lit, that's fine. Okay, so how do we start? First of all, I'm using Unreal 5.3 right now. We got .4 on preview, should be coming as release probably later this month, so we will need to have a look into that. But first of all, let's jump straight into the environment light mixer here. And I'm going to get this, this window basically, which it's going to allow me to add some actors to my scene. Very fast, I'm going to just explain a little bit about them. The first one, it's going to be atmospheric light. So that's basically going to be my directional light, and it's going to emulate the light coming from the sun, okay? You can see it down here, it has the sun sprite and everything, and basically if I rotate it, I'm going to get the sun, basically the direction of the sun, okay? So depending on the orientation of that directional light, I'm going to get the direction of the sunlight. Okay, there's something going on here right now, and I'm having problems with my exposure because there's something that we do here in Unreal, and it's that we play with exposure. And right now, I have exposure compensation that kind of recreates what the human eye does when you get into a darker zone or a lighter zone. So when you get into a dark room, you normally see everything solid black, and then you start to see a little bit of light. That's something that happens with Unreal 2. If I get in here, it's going to get more and more light, and if I go out, it's like I see a lot of light and then go down. I don't want this for now, since I'm just going to do a proxy lighting, so I'm going to go straight into my post-processing volume here that I have set to affect basically the whole wall, so it's always going to be working. And I'm going to jump straight into, where are you? Exposure. There we go. I have the exposure compensation to 1, and I'm going to set min and max to just 1. So I don't have this kind of eye adaptation going on. Okay? So as we were saying before, I have my directional light here, which is the sun coming from a really distant source light. So I'm going to probably reduce that a little bit. And I'm going to keep on working with my environment light mixer. The next thing that I'm going to add is a sky atmosphere that basically is going to give me an atmosphere for my level. I'm going to go and do that. Sky atmosphere, and look at that. I'm actually going to hide the moon. Why am I seeing you, though? Hidden game, visible, I don't want to see you. Thank you. Okay, so you can see that I have an atmosphere already that comes with its own height map that I'm probably going to, not height map, sorry, height fog, that I'm probably going to just play a little bit more, since I have a height fog component too that I'm going to add right away. You can see that I get this fog that we will need to touch a little bit later. And basically fog, we're going to use it to get more of the depth sensation in our scenes, okay? Let's see what else we got. We want the skylight for sure. That's going to add basically light based on the color of our sky. You will see that when I add it. Look at that. Way better. And finally, but not least, we're going to add some clouds. And look at that, just with a quick window and a couple of clicks, I already have my scene completely set up. This is super useful because, I could go to the outliner, get all my liked actors and volumetric clouds and the height fog. I'm going to move everything into my lighting folder here. And well, I have all the variables and stuff that I can change for this here, but this is going to give me a quick way to modify stuff, all right? So let's keep on moving. That was fast. And now that I have this setup, I'm going to talk about some of the basically parameters that are useful to change here. But you can see that I have like this daylight lighting right now. And the thing is that this is real time, and you will see my lighting changing real fast when I just rotate the directional light. To do that, I'm actually going to use the controls, right control actually, and L on my keyboard, and I will get this gizmo, okay? And just by moving that, you will see that adjusting the direction, I can get different lightings in here that I can play with, right? So I can go more into noon, pure daylight. I'm going to keep it there, but it's just for you guys to see how easy it is for me to get different positions for the sun, and I'm already changing the colors and everything based on that direction. So that's super, it's fast, it's easy. All our shadows are looking kind of great because we have the global illumination running on real time. We're running above 100 FPSs. I'm running it now with 32 RAM, one 3080 GPU, and Ryzen 9, if I'm not mistaken, which it's kind of a good machine, but probably not the highest end, and it's moving kind of good. So for starters, this is how to set the thing quickly. We still have some stuff to do, but for my students that normally work with Unreal Engine 4 and have to deal with light maps and stuff, they are like, okay, it would take that 15 minutes less, and we already got it. So let's see a little bit more what can we do with light. So very quick, into the directional light. We can actually change the light color of the sun based on what we want. It will affect, of course, the sky, atmosphere, and everything. We can do that based on pure color, or we can use light temperature in Kelvins too. So if we're aiming for a more afternoon lighting, we can probably set that to 4800 or something like that. So we can actually customize it a lot. Let me just place that more into an afternoon. And maybe we can place that kind of more reddish to give more this noon feeling to it. Okay, so let's keep seeing what else we got here. We got, well, with Lumen we have infinite lighting bounces, okay? So that means that our indirect lighting is going to look great on our shadows by default, but if at some point we feel like we could use some extra lighting into it, for example in the directional light, we have the indirect lighting parameter here that we can tweak a little bit more, and we will see how everything lightens a little bit more. Not much now because the sun is almost gone, but for probably daylight lightings, you will see how my shadows turn lighter when I use more indirect lighting, okay? So the thing for me with Lumen, it's really how easy it's everything to work with it. I mean, you don't need to constantly be doing lighting bakes to see how you're doing, testing in preview. Okay, I like the shadowing, let's tweak that to a medium or high, and then, so basically what was a really long process, it's something that we can see just in less than a second. This is super powerful too for creating backgrounds for cinema too, like in virtual production. Since Lumen it's not only about lighting, it only works for reflection. So we can tweak the reflections and get more resolution. Of course, that's going to affect our frame rate. In video games, we tend to think of our frame rate as if it was a budget, okay? So I normally start with a budget of, let's say, 120 frames per second, and I can start to do stuff based on that. So I normally go for, okay, what's my target frame rate? Am I going for maybe 120 always. Am I going for 90? I'm going to stick with 60, maybe 24, it's okay. So depending on your budget, you can tweak everything up as much as you want. If you want to go for 60, probably I could jump, and you will see that, into the post-processing volume. And here I have the global illumination, should be around here. Both global illumination and reflections already set to lumen. And here I can start to tweak, for example, the scene gather and the detail. So basically I can just maximize the effect. So I could go to the project settings, jump straight into rendering. And if I go down, this is really important, actually I'm going to show you guys, because lumen comes as default in Unreal Engine .3. If I don't recall badly, in .1, for example, I think you should change a couple of things here. The first one is, of course, making sure that your global illumination method is set to lumen. We still have, well, standard ray trace, screen space, and other technologies. So we normally stick with lumen. Same for reflections. You can see that we have reflection capture resolution for our reflections. Now it's kind of low since I got it at 256. I can tweak that up. It's of course going to affect my frame rate if I tweak that up. Well, actually in capture shouldn't that much though. And then lumen normally works. Runs a lot into CPU, but if we got a GPU that can do hardware ray tracing like RTX, we can set lumen to also do that, which is going to give us a way better result. So the thing is that I'm actually doing that right now. You can see that I'm using hardware ray tracing when available. That's something that if I had okay, I'm going to be honest with you, that scene doesn't, it's not really heavy on geometry. I only have a couple of mountains, so not a lot of work there, not in shaders or geometry. We will talk about nanite in just a minute, since that's actually helping us a little bit with that. But the thing is that, imagine that, for example, I have like a really populated forest with a lot of foliage, trees, and basically vegetation at all in there. That's going to affect my performance for sure, since I need to light a lot more stuff in my scene. So probably having hardware ray tracing enabled, it's going to cause some frame rate to drop. So as usual, this is about budget, so we run with that in mind. Of course, we have ways to kind of play around it and get some frames back always, but well, we tend to play having that in mind. So right now I have everything working, hardware ray tracing, high translucency reflections, surface cache, and we got the tracing mode set to detail tracing. I could go to global. That normally I'm not going to lose that much visual quality, but I will get some frames back. Okay, what else? We got lumen. Actually, it's thought to pair with other Unreal Engine technologies that are basically nanite. We have nanite, we got virtual shadow maps that I have here, which are just shadow maps that are really large in resolutions but are virtually loaded. So it's basically going to give me high resolution shadows for lumen without that much cost on performance. So, and it's actually really optimized to work with lumen. So if you're working with Unreal Engine 5, I actually recommend you guys to work with lumen and virtual shadow maps all together. Of course, we're going to need the mesh distance fields for this to work and have nanite enabled too. So, the thing with nanite, what's nanite? Nanite, it's basically a virtualized geometry, and that sounds like a big word in there, but it's basically clustering the geometry in our meshes. We can see that here into clusters. Okay, let me actually, triangles will probably show that better. And you can see that based on how far I am from that geometry, I'm going to be loading. Basically, it's for levels of details. Okay, it's kind of a level of detail. So when I get, you can see how by getting away, the geometry is going down. So the idea is to have the geometry with that we have close to the player, the camera actually, fully loaded, and depending on distance and screen space, it's going to be just lowering the poly account. So that's super good since it's optimized with Lumen, and we're going to get really good results that probably we cannot see how that geometry is being reduced. And it's really oriented to work well with our Lumen system. So that's it. We got virtual shadow maps. We talked about that already. So what else? Right now, I'm kind of happy with how the environment is looking, but if I get in there, so you can see that it's I don't want to keep it like that. So we're basically going to use blueprints. That's basically game object technologies. So the thing is that you can see that I have a couple of lights in here. One here, I'm actually going to go into Unlit so you guys can see it better. I got one here, and 3 more here, and 1 here. So the thing is that we have 4 objects, but actually the 4 objects are just the same blueprint. And blueprints are super useful because if I jump in there, you'll see that here's the light. And basically all the modifications that I do inside here are going to affect all the instances that I have in my scene. So that means that if I go in there and add a rectangular light component, rectangular light, there we go. I'm going to place it as it should. Get down there, there we go. Something like that. Let me adjust that. To lumen, probably 12 should be enough. Radius with this should be more than enough, and I'm going to play a little bit with height and width. Something like that. And I'm going to add some burn angle to it. Something like that. Okay. And the same that I did with my directional light, that I had a intensity for the indirect lighting. If I compile and save it, you will see that I'm actually going to be able to see stuff here now. But you can clearly see how, basically, as I was saying before, you can see that just with one change, I'm getting light everywhere, which is super useful. That's why having feedback for your lights, it's always really important. So the thing, you can clearly see that kind of cut here, so I don't really like it. I'm going to tweak the indirect lighting intensity to something like 6. And you will see how this lights better. Now that's more like it. I'm going to press G so I can actually see everything. And look at that. with just a couple of clicks, I was able to light the whole interior. And since I don't have any exposure playing right now, I am not getting that weird eye adaptation right now. I mean, that's something that works really good if you play it good, which we don't have much time today for that, but you can see how easy it was for me to just light up the whole scene in just some clicks. So let's quickly take a couple of renders in here. So I'm going to jump straight into cinematics, movie render queue, and I don't have any, perfect. I'm going to create one with this one here, that's only one frame, and well, okay, let's keep it like that for now, probably a PNG. This is also useful for you guys doing composing and stuff, since I don't have the plugins, but you can get different render passes from here, depth and everything, so super useful for Nuke, for example. Actually, you can tie Nuke to Unreal to do some composition. So I was going for a PNG, output, yeah, let's place it on the saved, okay. And let's render that, shouldn't take long, there we go. And if I jump into, let me do that quickly, control space, content, not on the engine, showing explorer. Let's go to my saved screenshots in here, saved movie renders, and here I have my render. Kind of fast, not really high resolution, and this can go up to whatever you want actually, 16K if you want, for whatever you need actually. So that really was fast. So for, and I'm going to start finishing already. So the thing is, let's change that into more of a noon. There we go. I'm going to change that directional light a little bit. There we go. Probably a little bit less than that. There we go. And yeah, that kind of light color works for me. So you see how easy it is to adjust this. Of course, you need to, this is mostly proxy lighting. We still need to work into this a lot, and I haven't got into post-process a lot. Here we have bloom, we got vignette, we have a lot of stuff we can do. We can actually create shaders for our post-process passes, which means we can do outliners and a lot of stuff actually. And the interior is still looking pretty good. So, okay, let's do the last one. We've seen that noon to daylight, it's kind of easy. Let's change that a little bit. I'm going to move everything up, and let's do a night now. So first I'm going to do is reduce my directional light intensity by a lot. And I'm going to get rid, for now, of my volumetric clouds here. Perfect. What else? Where's my moon here? I want to see you. Where are you? Rendering, rendering, rendering. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to use the engines, should be around here, sky sphere, there we go. So this is similar to the atmosphere that we had before. We can actually tie it to our directional light, and it's going to place the sun wherever we need. We can have more clouds in here and adjust the speed and everything. I'm going to tweak that down for now. And the thing is that if I set the sun height to -1, I'm going to get basically stars and everything, which I can turn a bit probably, and play with the indirect a little bit. There we go. So just like that, we can get, we in video games tend to work night scenes really light up. Like you get the feeling that it's night because you got the stars and everything, but you're playing so you actually want to see what's going on around you, and unless it's some sort of terror game that you actually want really dark spaces, but we tend to play nights like this. So, well, I think that's most likely done, yeah. So let me see, no, I'm going to keep it like that. And as we were saying before, lights on the interior are perfectly working. Last thing that we can do here, because right now all these 4 lights are with the same intensity, color, and everything. Imagine that because, you know, I'm controlling them through my blueprint, but if I wanted to change specific parameters on those lights, I can do that too if I jump into window and then, where are you? Light mixer. I'm going to get all the lights that I have in my scene. So I can actually change the attenuation radius, the intensity for each of them if I want to. So this is way better way to do that than going into each one of them, so you can see all the light actors that you have in your scene and mix everything as you want. And well guys, I want to thank you all for being here with me today. I hope that wasn't too fast. But you can see how easy it is to light up a scene and render here in Unreal Engine 5. This is super helpful, it's super fast, and I don't know guys, do you have any questions? No? Yeah, thank you. I told you it was going to be quick. Oh, Adi. I got one.
Iniciamos ciclo de preguntas. Es que no, levantad un poco más la mano porque no se ve.
How would you solve the noise on the snow right now with the lighting?
Sorry, I can.
The noise on the snow, the lighting noise.
The lighting
That's
on the
flickering,
scene.
yeah.
So I'm going to move a little bit around there because all the sound is going that way. So
You see the flickering on the snow because of
yeah,
the
that's
lights?
flickering.
Yeah.
That's because I have the skylight.
Yeah, but how do you solve it?
Just to get it down, probably we could play with a little bit of emissive in that material, and that would probably make it go away.
Okay.
Actually, we normally tend to put a little bit of emissive. I actually have emissive in that eye zone, so a little bit of. Actually, these artifacts are normally created by either skylight or other emissives that are too tweaked.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
¿Alguna pregunta más por aquí?
Okay, so basically you have Lumen in Unreal Engine, which is really good. But in a real production, almost all the companies, like there are some companies that are using Unreal Engine 5 already, but almost all the companies use another engine.
In-house normally, yeah.
Yeah, so basically if you are learning Lumen here in the school, but you go outside on a company working on a project, basically my question is, how would you learn other type of lighting, like backlighting, if you work with another engine, if in the school you only learn how to use lumens?
So actually here at school, we're teaching everything. We go from Unity. into Unreal Engine 4, and then we moved to Unreal Engine 5. So actually you see the whole thing. Actually, they can tell you that they are suffering light maps right now, and they are baking a lot. So the thing is understanding how both technologies work, because this is super powerful, but if you're aiming for an industry like smartphones, mobiles, and that stuff, that's probably not still there. So you're for sure going to need pigs and light maps and all of that. So here we basically teach everything. We make sure that they know how to work with everything. We tend to stick with the theory because, especially with in-house engines, they turn more into what Unity looks like than Unreal. So we try to cover everything, sticking to theory and then applying it with just practice.
¿Alguna pregunta más? No. Muchas gracias, Floren.
No, tenemos chat, tenemos chat.
¿Por chat?
Well, in the chat say, I would like to know if the terrain is the landscape with height map or as an imported asset.
Oh yeah, on Fico? Here. So, we have, actually I'm using, well, this is from students, but the mountains that you can see behind are done with a software used for landscape. So yeah, it's a landscape with a height map. And actually, everything you are seeing right now, it's created from scratch. There's nothing from Marketplace or anywhere else. Everything is done, the snow, everything, it's done by the student, shaders. All you can see, it's done from scratch. So no assets at all. Ahora lo he visto, vale.
Muy bien, gracias, Floren. Por tu charla hemos aprendido a iluminar de otra manera.
Ha sido rápido, pero intenso.
Rápido, pero bueno, es un preámbulo de las muchas aplicaciones que se pueden tener. Y con esta charla damos por finalizada la Gaming Conference Day. Esperamos que sea el inicio de un ciclo de conferencias dedicadas a las distintas artes digitales y a sus distintas aplicaciones en el mundo del cine. Ahora mismo ya está finalizando lo que es el torneo de eSports. Vamos a pasar todos al plato negro para presenciar la final y la entrega de medallas, y al finalizar pues tenemos en la terraza, nos está esperando pues un pequeño refrigerio como de todas las personas que os habéis apuntado. Y agradeceros vuestra asistencia, de nuevo, la presencia y apoyo de las empresas que tanto de forma presencial como online siempre recibimos. Muchas gracias, disfrutar del resto de jornada y nos vemos en la siguiente. Un aplauso, por favor, para todos vosotros que habéis estado aquí y para los que nos están viendo por streaming y a todos los ponentes.